Our first guest tonight, morning radio program, is actually simulcast in 3 cities. He is now heard here in New York City, also Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to this program the lovely and talented Howard Stern. Hi, Howard. Nice to see you. How are you?
Hey, how are you? Hey, Dave, how are you? No, how are you? How are you? No, how are you? Good morning, everybody. I gotta take a break. I know. You're anxious to hear what is going on today, but we have to take a break first. We got a whole bunch of cool stuff, but we'll be back right after these words. Give me a second.
Let's return to the Howard Stern Show.
Yeah, rock and roll. Yeah, I was watching Entertainment Tonight, and I don't know how many people watch that show. I don't know. I tend to watch it a lot because it's on right before I go to bed. But I'm watching it, and John Tesh and Mary Hart now come out in the beginning, and it's kind of like MTV, and they play like hard rock music while John Tesh walks around and tells you what's coming up.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
I always, because they're walking in a back lot somewhere where there's a lot of stuff lying on the floor and
and it's like,
jagged angles poking out.
Yeah, weird camera angles. But except it's John Tesh and Mary Hart, and they're trying to be rock and roll. They're wearing like bad clothes, like dressed down.
Yeah, well, Mary wears the worst jeans.
Yeah, like real. They look like they've been ironed.
Right.
Yeah, she's real grunge. Like Mary Hart's one of those young old people. Like, she's not real old. I mean, she's probably about 39 or something.
Probably younger than we are.
Yeah. But she looks like our moms.
And she wears mom jeans.
Yeah. And she has like ironed jeans and a very like a very tapered jacket. And
right. It's always a blazer and a nice frilly little blouse.
Yeah.
With the jeans.
And that's when she's being rock and roll.
Right.
And then when she gets dressed up for the show, she's very serious. And John Tesh walks around without a jacket or tie on.
Right.
And that's him. You get to see him casual and relaxed.
Now, what are they pretending that they have been working on, that they have these different clothes on?
I don't know, but they're all excited because there's rock music going. It's like, Tonight on Entertainment Tonight, we'll be looking at the O.J. trial. And, Mary, what are you going to be doing? Fred, that's... the reason I pulled this record, because it would be a cool little intro for us. I'm always looking for rock tunes to play. That's, of course, the legendary Leslie West and Mountain.
Oh.
I always thought the name of that song was Little Robin Marie.
And what is it?
It's Nantucket Sleigh Ride.
Oh, yeah.
In keeping with the fact that I don't know the names of any songs that I like. But I used to listen to this song in high school over and over again in my room. That's why I'm such a fan of Leslie's. I mean, I spent a lot of time with Leslie. He just didn't know it.
You were hanging out with him.
But this was such a cool song. It starts out real wimpy, and then all of a sudden they go nuts. Don't you think that'd be a cool little, thing? We're back with the Howard Stern Show. It's easier to hang with Leslie when he's on a record than it is in real life.
This is what you learned.
Yeah, this is what I learned. I remember the first time I met Leslie, I was so excited because it was Leslie.
Yeah, you thought, wow.
Yeah.
I bet you when you were a kid, it was like, oh, man, to hang out with those guys.
Yeah, Leslie. In fact, I don't even think I used to dream about hanging out with Leslie because, first of all, why would I dream that? I was nobody. And secondly, Leslie was so scary on stage, I don't think anybody would want to hang with him.
Well, it's just that idea that people, you're not going to hang with him, but, boy, if you could ever be that cool.
Yeah. Leslie was way ahead of his time, because this stuff is... It's too bad it's on disc. It kind of ruins it with all the cracks and hisses in it. Look at Leslie. This is what he looked like.
Oh, man.
Look at him.
He was
huge. Man.
He was huge. Big and fat. And intimidating. Insane. Drug addicted.
He just did everything. He ate. He shot up. He
did it all. Because most junkies are thin.
Yeah.
He did it all. I'm going to eat and I'm going to shoot up.
Left foot out, I think.
You put the left foot in, and then you light one up.
And you shake a wig about.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow. 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 Tomorrow.